we managed to get some breakthrough. So, it's been amazing to see how the intervention has affected the client, the child, in a very, very holistic way. My name is Xue Yi, and I'm an pediatric occupational therapist. So I've been in this line for close to 14 years now. So I've been practicing for the past 14 years. And I currently run my own private practice here in Singapore.
You have other
Yes.
therapists that are in your practice, or are you solo?
Yeah, so currently I'm solo on my own.
Okay. So what initially led you to explore reflex integration through play?
Yeah, so I think in recent years, I think reflex integration has gained more attention. And, although in our practice, we do study about it and work about and do know a little bit about it and we try to address it. But I realized that, that I haven't been through a program that really goes really in depth, right? And really helps with the implementation and really breaks down how each reflex integration will really affect the child, right? And what kind of signs and symptoms that we should be looking out for. Yeah, so I chanced upon RIPT and that really changed, really changed the whole, outlook. And it has been such a empowering tool in the practice and it's really amazing. Yeah.
Okay. So what were your expectations before starting the certification program?
I think I was just looking to increase my knowledge, but the program really gave so much more. What I really appreciate is the application, the mobile application that has all the videos. Initially, usually most courses is more about, okay, we learn it, right? But I think what really stands out is that the program already has all these video tools that's out there to share with parents immediately. And all these visuals have been so helpful, even for me when I'm learning it. I have videos to refer to, right? And yeah, so it's not just theoretical, but it's really the hands-on practice and the real life examples that I really think this program sets apart from the rest.
Okay. So what do you think was the most valuable thing you learned during the program?
For sure, is the knowledge. I think the other one that is really valuable is the community that we have also kind of, right? Like how I think what Coco has done so beautifully is she really sets the time up aside. And even for the research group, she really puts us together, right? So once we have case study, bring videos in, we could really having that ideas being bounced off each other. So I think that community was really valuable to me.
Okay, good. Can you share a specific moment or exercise from the training that stood out to you?
Okay, so for the research group, we were asked to at least have 5 participants or clients that we could actually work on over the past months. And I think for me, because of that, how we have to track their progress every 3 months, it really helps me to see what are the interventions that really worked. And one of my clients was, I would say, it was one of the clients that I really met, that was really stuck, right? Until I started the program with Coco and then how she went through it, individualized planning. And I think it was through that we managed to get some breakthrough, right? And not just in the motor aspect, engagement, but even the behavioral. Yeah, so it's been amazing to see how the intervention has affected the client, the child, in a very, very holistic way. So we're not looking at just one aspect, right? But something else from the goal, right? More than that we're expecting. Really, we could track the improvement, the participation, the mood, the behavior. So those were really the big breakthroughs that I've experienced personally with my clients. Yeah.
How would you track it before the RITP and the screening program that they have? How would you do it before that? What is it specifically that's different?
So I think typically for OTs, we do have those standardized tools. But for myself, we are looking at separate things, right? So if it's the handwriting, we have some handwriting tools to track their progress, and then we have more motor related assessment tools to track the progress. But I think the tools that Khoo provided through the program helped to put it all in one place, right? Yeah, so I think that really helped to streamline. When I want to assess, I could assess the child holistically just using one tool, which also includes the reflex integration, which I think was lacking before, right? Like I didn't have a tool that could track the progress in the reflex integration perspective, but we're looking at, the typical, the gross motor, fine motor aspect. But I think what she has provided has really helped to streamline and looking at the child, more. And so to me, we can see it all in one place, right? And that is, in terms of time, right? In terms of tracking, it really, really helps the practitioner to be more efficient in our work. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that and measurable. So
Measurable.
that,
Yes. Okay.
yes, yes.
How was your experience overall with the course structure, the materials, and the support that you received?
I think it's excellent. And that's why I find this program, it keeps giving, right? I think when I started the course, there were maybe just these few topics, right? But over the year, Coco, with her knowledge and also her partnership with the various other practitioners, with the school program, and then she brings in more materials, right? Yeah, even over the almost a year already, I've been at the program, and I still that, oh, there's still so much that I'm learning from it, right? Yeah, she's really quick and efficient to kind of put in updated materials. And that's why I find the learning it has been continuous, right? After a year now, I'm like, oh, my subscription is ending, but my learning hasn't ended. There's still so much. And I'm like, oh yeah, what's next? What's next? So I'm always looking forward to, yeah. And now she added a webinar, she added a podcast, and all the content are so relevant. So yeah, it has really kept me very excited and very involved throughout the whole program. So it's been excellent, excellent.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. So there's a bunch of tools that she has, which are the books, the app, the board
Yep.
game, and the certification program itself. So can you speak to which of those that you've used and how helpful or not that you found them?
Okay. So currently, I would say I'm definitely using the app a lot. Sharing of the videos with parents have been very, very useful and helpful for sure, and even for myself. It's easy to share the playlist. So I highly recommend the app. Of course, the certification program has been where I've been getting all my tra trainings from. And like I say, all the new materials have been uploaded consistently, so even new ones. So that's where I always go back to. I haven't purchased the board game, but I've recently just purchased the whole set of the books.
How has completing this certification impacted the way you work with children?
Mm. Yes, so I think another thing about the program is it also touches on how do you effectively implement it, right? So part of the survey program, it also emphasizes on building on, the approach. What is that simple approach to make it really effective with, teachers and parents? How do you design a program that will really fit the family, right? So I think even the certificate program, it focuses on the implementation bit, yeah, which is a very good reminder, right? Like every kid is different, every family needs is very different. So I think even that focus on that is very, very important. So that has really helped remind me how to design the program to the child. I think one I have to add that her new partnership with the behavioral specialist. Now her name just slipped my tongue.
Franny?
Um, oh
Franny?
yes, Franny. I find that even Franny, because she touched on the behavioral bit, which was so valuable. Yeah, so I think having Franny, her input into part of the certification program was brilliant. And how she talked about the emotional states. So now even my approach with the kids having that new knowledge has also changed my perspective, and definitely the interaction with the younger kids, right? Like, are they in the survival mode, right? Or in the emotional mode, or how they actually move up into the higher learning, or, oh, now they're ready for reasoning, rationalization. So that piece was, yeah, really valuable.
Can you share a specific success story where you applied what you learned in the program?
Yes. So I think there was this one client, which was part of the research program. I think for the first 6 months of the program, I was really struggling because he was one kid that I think the behavioral piece was a big one. So just prescribing, implementation, just getting the kid to try was so difficult. Yeah, but Coco really come in to help. So how do we modify? How do we simplify some of the exercises? How do we choose from the many options of exercises to, okay, maybe the movement one, the ones with the ball games, right? What is his interest? How do we make it a lot simpler for his level? How do we really not rush it? So even though we have a set of level 1 exercises that we're supposed to implement, how do we make it a lot more accessible for the boy? And again, understanding what state of emotion he is in, right? That rapport building. I think in the second half of our, at least for me, the second half of the research, that we didn't give up. I felt that the encouragement, like, you press on, right? Let's just, if level 1 is just where he is, let's just keep at it. And I'm so glad to say that now he has really moved on from level 1 to level 2, and now he's even attempting the level 3 exercises. To see that progress has been really amazing. I think it also encourages me as a practitioner that sometimes we might second guess what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. Are we the right fit for the client? Is it me? But again, having that community, having an expert to guide that pathway, and for the child to experience success, right? And to see his own progress, I think that was really a game changer for both myself and the child. Yeah. So, yes, very, very thankful.
I like that example because sometimes I think we like to go initially to the really quick success cases, right? But
Yeah.
to hear you speak about a child who's struggling so much and is able to make progress is
Yeah.
great to hear. Like that's the true value of the
Mm.
program, reaching those, right? That sometimes seem unreachable. Is that what
Yes, for sure.
exactly?
And it's for the child. So that client of mine actually verbalized his own success. So because he remembered when we first started, right? Everything was so hard for him. And to see that, hey, now that I've eventually moved on to level 1, level 2, and now even starting level 3, he was like, oh, it wasn't that difficult, right? And it was like he felt that he was thankful that he himself practiced, right? How we made it a bit more fun. And then after a while, he realized, hey, I can do it, right? And now he is a lot more open to trying new things. I think that growth mindset through the movement has helped him to conceptualize that. And that came from him. So I think that moment was not just emotional for me, but also for mom, right? The family. So everyone is involved. Yeah.
I
And
ask
I
you
think especially the child.
can I ask you how old he was or he is?
So he's 8. So I think when he started last year, he was 8, but he's turning 9 this year. Yeah, so he was a kid that was struggling in school, resistance to writing. And now he's even starting a typing program. It took him a long while to convince him. So I think he is seeing all these little successes for himself. And I think now that's why he feels a lot more ready to learn new things. And that's been a breakthrough. And I think mom really, really, see that progress. And it was really emotional for her.
Right. Oh, that's great to hear. So, how about in terms of your confidence as a practitioner? Has that changed since you've been through the program?
Mm, I think for sure, right? I think at the beginning, just how do we even look for the retained reflexes, right? How do we even assess the to know that it's there or it's not there, right? And hence, I think I say Coco's coaching, she's making herself available, to check in one-on-one. We are doing the assessment, every 3 months, taking down videos so that she can guide us. I think for sure now my level of confidence has maybe from, 1 to now I'm feeling about 6, 7, right? Like I still don't feel like an expert, it takes years, I'm only on my first year and, the more we practice, the better and the easier. And I think staying in the community really will be very helpful again to grow the skills.
So, you find being in the community and listening to other
Yep.
therapists, is
Yep.
that helpful?
Very, especially because I'm again in a solo practice. So I really, for myself, I rely a lot on the community to, hit off ideas, right? And so I really think we can't practice alone, right? Yeah, we always have to, yeah, have a community that we can reach out to when, expert practitioners to guide. So even though, I've been 14 years in this working as an pediatric OT, but that's the fun of, healthcare, right? There's always new research coming up, new methods, and so we'll keep learning. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. What would you say to another occupational therapist considering the certification program?
Yeah, so especially I think in Singapore, the pediatric community is not big, again, we are a small country, but yet, so I would definitely be highly recommending this program in my local association, my local OT groups. Yeah, and hopefully more of us can get certified and can really help our local clients to assess, right, to good programs, good intervention outcomes. So that's my hope and my role here in Singapore. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. If you had to describe the Reflex Integration Through Play certification in 3 words, what would it be?
In 3 words, I would say essential. It's life-changing, at least for me, for my clients that have gone through it. And fun. Yeah. So I like that it's play-based. We can really change it to make it really fun for the kids. And I think for this group of clients, fun, play-based is so important. So yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. So, do you have any feedback on how the program can be improved or anything else you want to share about RITP in general?
Oh, yeah, because to me, it's already really, really, really good. But I think it's for Coco to keep up with finding new partnerships, right? Seeing other, I like that, like I say, the one with Franny, the behavioral therapist, right, was teachers with the teaching background has been so valuable. So hopefully, she can find new partnerships. I think the podcast was really great. So hopefully she can keep up with the content and, we can keep having access to good information. And I think for me, because having been part of the research, so I guess in the years to come as well, will be great to see what our results show, what are some more research papers coming out to support. So I think for me, this will be the areas that I'll be looking out for sure. Really building up the evidence based and see how our work has contributed to that pool of evidence.
Okay, great. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I just really want to thank Coco and her team for really making this whole learning journey such a special one. And I think this is one of us, the few learning program that I really feel that personal connection. Many programs has been like, okay, learn and bye-bye, right? Or, it's really quite kind of like a one directional feeling, but she's making it really 2 ways, right? We really feel that, the trainer, Coco, actually really knows us personally and, she's, yeah, and I think the whole, it takes a team, right? And even when we have questions, I think whenever we need help, right, even the response is very quick. Yeah, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, and I think the materials are easy to follow. So that has been really helpful too.
Okay. Well, I think we're almost at time. So I just want to say thank you. You said a number of things that really made me think, as the one that stood out to me was when you're talking about your solo therapist. And it's really nice to have that community. And I hadn't thought about that before.
So to me, that was really
Yeah,
valuable.
I'll definitely pass that along. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your evening. And
Thank you, Tracy.
hopefully we'll see you in the community.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks so much, Xue Yi. Have a great evening. Okay.
Okay, good night.
Bye.